Welcome to the Our FPCM show, the facilities news show. I don't know what we're calling this yet. Thanks, Harold Speed, for coming on to the show.
Thank you inviting me.
Of course. Can you tell me what the three service priorities are? I like to start off there.
Safety, care, and efficiency. I try to use the service priorities as kind of a guiding platform. It's kind of, I bounce whatever the requirement might be off of those, kind of looking at one, is it a safety issue? We will move on and rectify whatever that is. Look at care. Secondly, how does care enter into it from a standpoint, care for faculty, staff, and students? And then an efficiency part is if we're doing something, maybe one of the first two, and we have to do it, consider the most efficient way to be able to undertake that task and to do it.
So can you tell me how you feel like FPCM's been putting these service priorities into action since this pandemic hit? A lot of things have changed. The service priorities remain the same, but I'm sure a lot of the ways they're being carried out have probably changed.
Within FPCM, just with the designated on-site employees, we kind of started generally with their normal PPE. And let's see, the housekeepers, that's just normally their gloves, their dust mask if it's a dust type thing. We moved on to issuing reusable masks, some disposable masks. We've also moved on to taking temperature checks of the staff before they start to shift. So you can see we've kind of evolved as the pandemic has evolved to try to put in place measures that show safety and care toward the staff who's here every day. On the institution side, just real quickly, I think the institution's done a great job from a care standpoint with if you take the hours of pandemic leave that was given to the staff. You take another item is if you take being able to carry over 10 days of annual leave instead of the 5 automatically. That's been put in place, providing parking at no cost to staff who must come to campus, the designated on-site. We had, for a while, we staggered the shifts where people worked a week and then they were off on call a week. And that was to kind of just lessen the density of staff on site.
We've talked a lot about the people that are on campus right now and how the service priorities are being enacted with relation to them. How do you think what FPCM is doing now shows safety, care, and efficiency for when the students come back?
Well, we're getting to the point now where we have to get the residential halls and the academic admin spaces, especially the classrooms, ready. We have an opportunity for the first time ever in my 22 years at the university, with the buildings being virtually empty, we'll be able to do a top to bottom, a really good preventive maintenance process through. We'll be able to do our semi-annual pest control. We'll also be able to do a final clean and kind of close the doors or lock the doors and then kind of wait till it's time to open up in the fall. So this will help from the standpoint, there's no students in the room, there's nothing but furniture and appliances. So it should make that process easy and more thoroughly because you won't have to move a lot of things, look around, and get to everything we need to get to.
Do you have any advice for any of the folks in FPCM on how to apply safety, care, and efficiency right now?
The best advice I can give everybody is to remember hand washing. You gotta wash your hands. That's one. 2 is to make sure if you do sneeze or cough into your sleeve or cough into a tissue. Wear your mask at all times on campus and wear it properly. That's the key thing. I see a lot of people with the mask around their neck or the top of their forehead. You need to cover your nose and the mouth. So the mask basically protects other people from you just in case you may be asymptomatic and you have the mask on and the other people mask on. Reminder about social distancing. I know it's a hard thing to do when we're used to we go out the door together and we're kind of walking side by side, but we got to think about that a lot, about the social distancing piece. Because if you encounter someone who doesn't have a mask or something, or they pull their mask down to sneeze, if you're more than 6 feet away from them, the likelihood of the airborne droplets getting to you are very, very minimal. So that's why the social distancing piece. The other last thing I'll say, if you don't feel well, don't come to work. Stay at home. Yourself, just get in touch with your supervisor, stay at home a couple of days and see what it actually is.
Got it. I like it. And I also like that you and Will Kobe last week sort of touched on the real reason for wearing those masks is to keep other people safe. And I feel like that message hasn't gotten through maybe nationally or globally as well as it should have. So I'm always happy to hear folks reiterate that point. I think it's a great point. What are you doing with your free time when you're at home during quarantine?
Well, I'm home 2 days out of the week and I'm in the office the other 3. I'm working. More at home. I'll kind of give you a little anecdote. The first Monday I was home, I guess my wife kind of misunderstood what I said. She thought I was off. I said, no, I'm teleworking. So I'm working just as much as if I was physically there at the campus. So this past weekend was a little bit better. We had our grandkids for a few days to watch them. So that's in a piece. Was outside playing with them yesterday. So that's kind of the way I've been taking some downtime and some time to relax away from what's going on.
This is always super helpful to get to hear some of the leadership talk about the safety, care, and efficiency. We like to hit all levels, but it's always great to hear from people like you.
All right. Well, thank you again. And I just want to say thank you to everybody within the FPCM and also in BAS for all the work that they're doing and the collaboration and the way we've come together to tackle this. We've got to get the university open up in the fall and get students back and move on. But we got to always remember safety, care, efficiency.